Alright, so what we're gonna do, Chris came up with this idea because he's a fun one and I am not. I'm the fun one and he is not. She is not. This is gonna be hard. So I came up with this idea as Chris to ask some questions while wearing a wig and beard to see what the other person would answer.
And it took him a long time to convince me. You know,
I don't even talk. I can speak perfect English except for a couple words. What the heck?
You're not me. You're me. Not you. Anna can.
Anna can speak perfect English. Towards the end, we'll go back and correct whatever wasn't answered correctly and kind of find out what really is. Some of these questions we haven't even asked ourselves, so it'll be interesting to see what Anna has to say about this.
See?
Anna, don't speak like that! Anna knows perfectly good English. Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna do an order.
I don't know.
Because I like everything planned, you see? So we're gonna start in order. And not go all crazy and out of order, you know, Chris?
I like to be spontaneous and ruin everything.
Oh, what's the first thing that you could do to get me mad at you?
What's the fastest way to get you mad at me?
Okay. Watch TV instead of be with me, duh. I don't like that. When you watch like X-Files and then another X-Files and I want you to like be with me and lay with me and talk to me and caress my hairs, that's what I want.
Don't tell me what to do. Don't make me change. I am the way that I am. I get so mad when she nags at me about watching X-Files when all I want to do is watch a whole season in one night.
That's not true.
You can't say that. You can say that.
Okay.
Alright.
I noticed your beautiful eyes because they are blue. And your tattoos, yes. You know, I noticed that you were a bad boy and I was like, ooh, yes, I gotta have a bad boy. You know?
The first thing I noticed about you was that you were brown. Skinned. And if I remember right, I thought you were pretty. That's it.
Sounds terrible. Just be with me on everything. Just be there. Just don't fade away into the background. Just be there with me. You know? Just always be involved.
If I ask you to help me, If I don't, just kind of let the Holy Spirit help me with that. Rather, you nag at me a lot.
I didn't know that. So Anna, that's me. My biggest regret in our marriage is early on in our marriage, I didn't treasure what I had early on. I was very quick to anger with certain things, which I wish I wasn't. You know?
Like what?
Like with my children a little bit. Yeah. I didn't beat them, which is good. But, you know, I just wish I was a better mom at some times. But now I'm a best mom.
You think you're a best mom?
I'm the best mom. My English is not,
Okay. I think there's many things, but it was out of immaturity and not knowing Jesus. But I think maybe hanging out with the wrong people early in our marriage. Hanging out with the wrong people in our marriage caused a lot of conflict. I chose friends over you a lot of the times, and it caused a lot of problems.
I'm glad you learned.
Yeah, I did. I'm glad I did too.
I don't like it when you're home but you're not home. It's a pet peeve of mine when you're like working on the computer. I know you gotta work, but when the girls are awake, I want you to be there for them. And not work, because you work a lot.
I gotta pay the bills though.
Yeah. That's true. But moderation.
Okay. Is that you undermine me, so when I tell the girls no, you tell them yes because you think you're smarter.
Fine.
Yeah, but sometimes not all the time.
Oh.
So it seems like we're against each other instead of together.
But I don't always hear you.
Right?
And the girls are crafty. Just
Right.
like me. They think like me.
Right, but that's my pet peeve though. You always undermine me, even though when it's simple thing like can we watch TV? You're like, yeah, and you're like, no, not TV. And it's just one season of SpongeBob in one day.
Good thing you don't ever do that. I do wish that you would take things a little more seriously sometimes, And I just wish, that you wouldn't make humor out of every situation, you know what I mean?
But
Seriousness sometimes.
But that's how I deal with a lot of things though. It's like fun.
Yeah, it's not always okay. Sometimes life is serious.
Oh, I don't like serious.
I know.
If I could change something about you, Anna, let's see. I have to be careful here. You don't see the bright side of things. You always see the negative side of things.
I do.
So if we were to something would happen in life, you automatically assume the worst. And when I try to help you see the good, you get mad at me.
I know. If I see a shingle fall off, the whole house is falling apart.
Right, and I just said no, it's a shingle, and you yell. So
Yeah.
should probably be more, what's the word, optimistic.
Me, I am definitely a planner. I mean, if I have to go to the bathroom, I plan 10 things on the way to the bathroom. I mean, I light a candle, I make sure there's no stinky. I make sure that there's a plan involved. I maybe feed the dog on the way. I maybe pick up things here and there on the way. Every second of every day has to be planned, even while you're sleeping.
Do you ever give your brain a break?
No, never. It's always going. Always.
Does that?
Yes, it does kind of bother me the way I am because I'm really tired most of the time because, I'm always thinking for everyone and planning our life, but somebody's got to do it.
I'm spontaneous. I don't like planning. I just go with the flow of things and hope for the best, which is why I got married so young. I didn't even know you.
Mm.
See, we didn't plan that. And it's fine.
Mm-hmm. We worked that. That's why we planned it along the way. It's fine.
We did.
We did.
Well, I just feel like being.
I did.
I just feel like being planning all the time is boring. Like, ugh. Why do every single part of our lives have to be planned? I don't get it. Why can't it just be fun? Like, just go do something.
Life isn't always fun. It's also serious.
But that's boring. It does bother me sometimes that I am spontaneous because I'll get super excited and then you just kill it. Like I could plan everything spontaneously, which just means nothing, and then you'll kill it, and then you say no, and then that's that.
Like one time when you planned going to SeaWorld in a matter of an hour.
Yeah, but I didn't plan that. I just grabbed our stuff and we left.
That's true, you didn't plan it. That was spontaneous.
So
I did like that though. Probably starting out with a massage, getting massaged, you know, at Athena's Day Spa, and it's a couples massage place, you know, they do the couples massage, start out there, and then going to a candlelit dinner for two underneath the bridge with floating water, and let me see what, and then going on a long walk when it's not cold, has to be warm. Sitting down in a park with a blanket and just talking all day long. That's the thing.
Well, and I think my ideal date night would be start the night. First of all, I usually get in the car and I don't know where I'm going because I'm spontaneous. So what I like to do is look on Groupon for 30 minutes in the car and hope that we find something. But I would probably want to go see like one of the newest movies and then a nice dinner that fills me up so good. And then I would probably want to do something active because I like to do stuff like paintballing or something fun, you know? And then probably try to make...
I've never even done this.
I know, because you don't like to be spontaneous. But then I would probably try to impregnate you. And it doesn't sound that romantic, but even when Anna says she doesn't like it and we do stuff like this, like when we went skydiving spontaneously, she loved it. You loved it.
I did. I would spend every minute of that hour with my babies and my family. Just loving them.
And that whole hour just loving on you guys. So, I'm gonna cry.
That's beautiful.
Boys don't cry.
Not men with beards, no?
No.
My favorite type of movie is everything that's super serious, you know? True events, things that are like about real things that happened, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes like murders are good ones. Those are good. Or ones that are about like true things like in history, like things that are super sad, like slavery. I like those. It's sad, but you know. Or you know, stuff about Mexico or about dogs. You know, true stories. Yeah, that's it.
My favorite type of movie is like aliens and spaceships and like movies about outer space. I like sci-fi a lot. Like I actually wanted to be a cryptozoologist, but you said no.
Yeah.
I wanted to find Bigfoot, but you said no. So
He's not real, you know.
yes, he is.
He is.
He's real.
Do you have proof?
No, but that's why I want to be a cryptozoologist, but you didn't let me. So I like movies that are not real.
Surprise! It's actually me.
It's actually me. Oh,
How do women deal with that? It's so hot.
I seriously think I'm gonna have a rash in my mouth from that mustache, and I'm pretty sure I swallowed hair like when I was talking. It was terrible.
All right, now we do the real answers.
So let's see if they're any different. Okay, let's see if they're any different. This is gonna be interesting.
Okay, so what's the fastest way to get you mad at me? What was your answer?
I said the fastest way that you could get Chris mad was to nag constantly. Is that right, guys?
I'd say that is spot on. That is pretty correct. I don't like that.
Yeah, and I'm super bad at that. I seriously will nag, and like I remember the Bible says that it's better to live like a man for living a roof than a leaky faucet, nagging wife. But I'm like, I'll risk it.
Sorry, that was our dog.
He's lucky, he's cute. You said the fastest watching TV.
Oh yes, watching TV at night and stuff like that. Is that true?
That is spot on. Like, at the end of the day, we already gave our girls their time, and it's our time. When you sit down and watch television all night till the next day, it bothers me because I'm like, it's our time, not TV time. So yeah, that. The second question was, what was the first thing you noticed about me?
My answer to you was my blue eyes, right?
Mm-hmm. And tattoos,
And tattoo.
which are correct.
Oh really? Nice.
Yeah.
And you
I
said.
told you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, good memory. Sometimes. So your answer about me noticing you was the brown skin.
Yeah, that I was brown. I was a brown girl. I was Mexican.
That actually isn't the first thing I noticed. I told you.
How can you not notice when someone's a different color?
Honestly, I've told you this like 100 times. I noticed your eyes and the fact that you smile with them.
Oh, I forgot.
Your smile.
The third question was, what's one thing I can do to help you to be a better Christian? My answer was stop nagging.
Mm-hmm.
Your answer was to be...
Was to be more involved.
Which is, I would say, is about right.
Yeah, I'd say we both have some work to do there. Which is, we're both right on. It's funny when we know each other.
Number 4.
What's your biggest regret in our marriage? Do you remember what mine was?
Yeah, you said about mothering.
About the mothering early on, the regrets a little bit there. Would you say that was right?
Yeah, I regret a lot of things as a wife too, but I think the biggest one, because being a wife, I didn't have much control over the situation, but with my children, I did, and I decided that I wanted to get frustrated and yell and scream and do things that they were just kids that I now wish that I wouldn't have done. So that is, I cry about it a lot, you know that. So, my thing was with yours is the friends you had at the beginning of our marriage. I don't know if that's one of the biggest ones, but I think it's one of them.
That is one of the biggest ones. Was the people that I chose to hang out with instead of my own family was ridiculous. It was very immature, and I regret it very much because it brought no good to our marriage.
Right.
And by the grace of God, our marriage still survived.
Yeah, because I didn't give up. I was like, he's got a brain somewhere in there.
If I only had a brain.
Number 5. When it comes to parenting, what is your biggest pet peeve?
My answer to you was working. I think what you would think is that I work too much a little bit when I'm at home, either on my phone or on the computer. Would you agree with that?
A little bit. My biggest pet peeve as a parent is that your way of entertaining the girls is television or phone. And it's like, that's not how...
That's how I grew up, yeah.
But that's how you grew up, right? And see, not me. I grew up with running, jumping, dancing, music. Our TV was barely ever on.
Sounds exhausting.
Sounds like children. But I would say it, you know. But I said that biggest pet peeve was I undermine you a lot.
Yes. I wouldn't say that's the biggest pet peeve, honestly. That's a good one, but
What's the biggest one?
would probably be the nagging again there with the same thing.
Oh, you guys seen this? He's like stripping in front of you guys.
Not literally, but mine.
I meant spiritually.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Like the Bible talks so much about nagging, and here I am.
Beard hair.
So realistic. So the nagging again.
Mm-hmm.
Like what part though? Like what do you mean?
Nagging about just what I do with the girls and what I do with you. Basically nagging about everything.
Oh my, yeah. So
Just
seriously.
being honest.
It's good to be honest. Just, it's in front of a bunch of people. I just sometimes I can't help it.
I know.
I feel like if I repeat myself maybe the 1000th time, you'll understand English.
It makes it worse.
That makes it worse. I know it does. That's the thing. Like I already know it does, but it's like because I grew up with parents who nagged at me until I did it, and I grew to love it. I don't know. Does that make sense? So I feel like that's how people should be too. Like you tell people what to do, and they have to understand, you know, and then they'll do it.
I don't think that's the way it works.
I know it's not. I'm just saying that's the way I grew up. Dang, that sucks, guys. I'm a nagger.
If you said if you could change one thing about me, what would it be? You said the pessimism, the seeing glass half empty side, that being enough.
I always see the bad in everything first.
That actually isn't the one thing that I would change.
What?
Because, I mean, that's the more realistic side. You know,
Oh, okay.
I can't change that about you because if we were both up in the clouds, I mean,
Oh yeah.
that'd be terrible.
I usually have to bring him. He's like, la, la. I'm like, nah, you need to come down here because.
She got my rope. She brings me back
I'm
down.
like, you need to realize.
I'm in the house and up. You know, I'm up in there with the balloons. So.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
But
Well,
so
what
she
is
grounds me.
I'm scared. What is one thing? The nagging? No! Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Okay, number 7. Are you a planner or spontaneous?
Both of these were spot on. It was easy.
Yeah, and does it bother you?
It doesn't bother me that you're a planner. I mean.
No,
yeah.
remember we answered if it bothers us that how we are.
Oh.
So just to
the
make it
fact that
clear, he's spontaneous and I am very much a planner.
It doesn't bother me that I'm spontaneous. I think it's actually a benefit in our marriage and in my fatherhood as well.
I have to agree with you though.
You'd have to agree.
I have to agree that if it wasn't for Christopher's spontaneous stuff, our life would literally be from 9 o'clock to 9:01, we shall smile. From 9:02 to 9:04, you guys may breathe.
She's a planner.
Because that's how I am, and you know what, dude? That does bother me. How being spontaneous doesn't bother you. Planning does bother me because I've noticed that we have missed out on like cool experiences because I'm like, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. And for me, a big test was Disneyland when we went. Because I was so frustrated because there was so many things to do, a limited time, 2 kids, and my sister came, and I'm like, I'm trying to do all these things, and
You did everything.
yeah, but because
I planned it.
anyways. So thank you for being spontaneous because I do know. I tell him all the time, if I would have
I
married
appreciate
someone.
you being the planner because you have planned a lot of good things and you've like over the serious things, like of course buying the house and all these things, you were the one that planned all the good things, you know, and
You helped though. You're not
yeah,
dumb.
we both did, but I mean at the same time, I mean you helped me to manage my time very wisely, which is good.
See, and I'm thankful that he's spontaneous because had I married someone just like me, I don't even want to think about it. You know how boring that would be? I would miss somebody just waiting for me outside the bathroom, scaring me with a phone in my face.
I did that today.
I know. Ugh. Number 8. What's your ideal date night? Do you remember what I said?
You said for me it was the going to a movie one.
A dinner and do something active, like fun, like
Something
paintballing.
active.
And ending it with some tango.
Bedroom dancing. It's pretty close.
What wasn't on?
The only thing you missed was I would like the massage as well.
You enjoy massages?
I do like the massages.
I thought you said that was girly.
No, I like them. They're expensive, but I like them.
Oh. See,
Couples
guys.
ones. Yeah, couples ones, they give you a private room.
Stop, gosh, you're terrible. Well,
yes.
Well, his ideal date night for me was actually spot on, which we've never done, guys. So
Or
this
actually,
tells me
my other ideal date night, I have two. The other one is not leaving the house or the bedroom.
Chris,
Just talking all night long, you know, talking.
Christopher, there's children who are watching this.
I said talking.
Anyways, that's terrible. So, anyways, so his ideal date night for me was actually spot on, which is funny because that lets me know that you know what I like, you just don't want to go out of your way to do it.
It's not that, it's that we don't live in Venice, Italy.
We don't need to live in Venice, Italy to go do what you said we could do, because that's literally what I like to do. I like to experience life. I don't like to experience TV or phones or technology. I could care less, even though we're using it to reach out to you guys. So number 9, if you had 1 hour to live, what would you do?
This was the sobbing one, the cry.
I killed it. I'm sorry, guys. I told you. I'm such
we
a
were
crybaby.
both right on with it.
Yeah.
We were both correct, I think.
If we had 1 hour, I would definitely spend it with my babies and you and my mom
family.
and dad.
My family would be number one for that.
Number one, yeah.
Our last day, our last minute of that day
Be with
would just
family
be with family
and not let go. Yeah. I think we agreed on that.
till the last breath.
I'm dying. Number 10. What's your favorite type of movie?
She got that. I like sci-fi.
You got mine.
Yeah, I know.
So.
We watched a serious movie last night.
It was good. How dare you? It was about slavery.
It was not.
It
was
was
about segregation.
Segregation. But still, we just had watched one about slavery. I like movies that have to do with real stuff. I don't want to fill my head with a bunch of baloney and fairy tales and dumb things. I don't like it. I think that keeps people in a cloud that doesn't exist. Yeah.
I'm not saying that those things are boring. I'm just saying that real life is sometimes boring because I do know about history. I know that slavery and segregation happened and I know it's bad. I'm not a person that's racist, otherwise I would not have married a brown person. So that has...
I know, but it's like, for me, I feel like the reason we have a lot of Americans who claim to be so prideful but they don't know anything about their history or what really happened. Like, even last night you said, I didn't think it was that bad.
I didn't.
And that's what I'm saying, like, there's a lot of ignorance. And I grew up with very realistic, both my parents are very much realistic.
Well,
and grounded.
I knew it was bad, but I just didn't see it from like a perspective of one family like that movie put it into.
Which
like,
we're, by the way, we're talking
makes it more
about,
personal.
what is the name of the movie?
A Long Walk Home, I think.
A Long Walk Home.
Or The Long Walk Home.
It's A Long Walk Home. It was an amazing movie. My mom and dad told me about
1990, Whoopi Goldberg. Classic.
So I just like movies like that. It keeps me grounded and knowing, you know, life before me. And maybe this is boring, but
Yeah.
I don't like alien movies. Anything fake I don't like. As fake as I'll go is Lord of the Rings. And
It's a little bit boring.
I don't like Star Wars.
Because it's so long and drawn out and it's like, the ring! And it's like, oh, I fall asleep every single time.
See, I don't like Star Wars. I fall asleep.
Star Wars is okay. I'm not like a huge Star Wars fanatic like everybody else. I mean, like,
All of a sudden is.
yeah, I'm not a huge Star Wars fanatic, honestly. I'm more into like, you know, aliens that are like more, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, I really like the X-Files series. And the fact that they just brought it back. So far,
It's gonna make a dent in our marriage, the fact that show came back.
No, it's not. I don't know about the new series though. I'm not sure if they're gonna make it all worldly though. Like
Honey, it's a worldly show. Of course they're gonna make it worldly.
I hope not.
Well, do you want to talk realistic? Let's be realistic here. It's a worldly show. It's gonna be worldly stuff. If it's a Christian movie, there's gonna be real life situations, realistically, but with God in it.
But realistically,
I didn't say realistically.
I know.
Whatever.
I'm just making fun of that movie. Anyways, I'm looking forward to alien movies, you know. Just
And I
kidding.
don't speak like that either. The whole time I was trying so hard and I was like, I don't speak like that. Anyway, maybe this is Sunny Day. You guys can do it with your husbands. And if you guys ever make a video, tag us. Or I don't even know how that works.
Yeah,
but let us know,
tag us.
and we'll put you guys on our YouTube
Or
channel.
copy the link actually in our comments, and we'd like to take a look at it as well. Cause
Heck yeah!
this video was actually a lot of fun.
It was really fun too. It was really hard to be serious though. But yeah, getting to know your spouse, I think and having fun with them, I think is a very important part of it, which is hard for me personally. Because if you're, I don't know, and I know it's good to have fun, but you have to convince me to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just thank you for that.
Okay.